I don't know, either way. Spawning in the top left position, it is the red Protoss player. He is representing, oh gosh. Hold on, don't tell me. Envy, no, he left Envy, right?
Yes.
Okay, don't tell me.
Okay.
Oh, he just played. He's Maturino, right? It's Maturino?
Maturino until about very recently.
Oh my, it's a scam! No, okay, representing himself, top left, is our red Protoss player from South Korea, NightMare.
And over here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand, yes, right-hand corner, we have our blue Terran player coming out from the land of Korea as well, representing Team Liquid. He is, of course, the mayor of Six City himself. If we representing Team Liquid, the blue Terran player, we have Cure. I feel your pain, Chase, because here's the thing. Well, I don't know what you're using to keep up with the teams players are on, but I'm just like looking them up on Liquipedia. On Liquipedia, it doesn't say currently teamless. It says last played for certain team here. So yeah, that can mess you up a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's what I was checking too. I feel scammed because because I remember looking at the start and I saw the Maturino, but it said last played for. You're right. Yeah. That's okay. That's just embarrass ourselves. Casting high level StarCraft, guys. I don't know who the teams are, but either way, we have got.
Look, I feel I've reached a point where I can no longer embarrass myself any further. So once you get there, it's very liberating, Chase. I gotta tell you.
It is true. Maybe I should get there. That's it. By the way, this is a PvT, so I'm gonna embarrass myself. Is this Reaper's gonna get away? You need to do the heavy analytical lifting this game, Yaku.
All right, well. Actually. Here we go. We got a safe opening coming out from Cure. He's getting his bunker. He is going for that Reaper Expand. Yep, Reaper Expand. Bunkers, they cost 100 minerals. If you salvage them, it's 75. So if we were to analyze that down, 25 is the balance.
But if you build 2 bunkers and you salvage one of them, you lose 125, right? Plus the mining time from the SCV, plus the time it takes the SCV to go from the mineral line to get to the bunker as another adept coming in. Just scouting what's building at the moment, nothing fancy. Could scout here from the Reaper gets surrounded. Unbelievable. Did he get the scout off though? Yes, he did.
Indeed, he did. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I did get the scout off into the main base and quite get the scout in the natural base. Wasn't quite able to confirm the robo that's on the way, but he scouted the gateway count. He scouted the Twilight Council that was researching, so Cure should be able to put 2 and 2 together. This is going to be a little bit more of an active Blink style coming out from NightMare.
Yeah, something I've kind of noticed recently too is that shield batteries they make like 1 Banshee is really kind of useless. I know Banshees aren't really on the forefront of this game, but they really do. As we see Shade coming in, Cure going to lift up the depot, just a little attention check going on there. But yeah, Blink kind of open, and this is a tricky thing for Terran players, is all the time sussing out, sussing out if it's going to be like a Blink all-in or just a Blink pressure. In this case, he got a pretty good scout. If Hellion going to get another scout too, and there's only 4 gateways. Nice Widow Mine drop there, but getting only 2 probes total.
Yeah, this is why
too, right?
Yeah, Hellion went down as well. This is kind of why the mine drop follow-up from the Terran player is so important. You do kind of need to get in to the bases. You do kind of need to check the saturation, the gateway count and whatnot. It's very, very telling of how aggressive your opponent's Blink opponent's blink opening is gonna go.
Oh, when these adepts are going to get in, are they going to shade? No, they're not. A bit wise there. But it looks like NightMare, he's just making a bunch of stalkers. Second bunker coming on the way here. The Raven can be a little bit exposed. You know, this tank as well. But yeah, this is actually... Maybe he's going to jump in and commit here, Yaku.
Yeah, not a bad setup here from Cure. It wouldn't have been an even better setup if he was able to throw down a couple of auto turrets. Good target firing coming out from NightMare, but I do feel that the worst of this assault is over right now for Cure. He's got his tech set up, his bunkers have remained alive. I don't really see NightMare breaking this anytime soon.
Yeah, we just saw the medevac across the map get taken out. The Widowmine. Just stalker kind of harassment here on the, you know, out of the range of the tanks and the bunkers. Just going to be a little bit annoying. Which is annoying because Cure's got a lot of his Marines in the main base. But this is what stalkers can do. They got blink as well, you can just pick them up too. The tank does reposition. And now, what do you think is going to be the flop here from Cure? He's got 3 barracks. Doesn't have a third base on the way just yet. He's got 1 engineering base. I think he's going to have 2 base timing coming out here.
Yeah, that's going to be the most likely. I was half expecting him to just double down, throw down a couple more barracks, and just try to get as large of a bioforce as possible to hit with Stim, but he is going to play it safe for the time being. Throws on his 3rd racks, is going for some drops with 1 medevac, and yeah, going to be delaying that going to be delaying his main push for a little while longer.
Oh, well, Prison does get taken out as well. Oh my gosh, good moves there by Kiro. And NightMare's just trying to find a way in, but you know, when Terran at least goes for a 2-base build, there's only so much surface area you can kind of attack from, and when they build their forces up, there's less and less space to kind of come through too. Look at all those Marauders. I feel like once these Combat Shields and Tech Lab, Combat Shields and Concussive Shield, what is it, Concussive Grenade
shells,
or whatever? That's it. And
yeah, you got it,
and I don't know if these... Oh, will they have Storm in time? Yeah, it'll finish, but will they...
Yeah,
75, right? You'll have at least a couple.
Yeah, he will have a couple of them. High Templar already out. They are gaining their energy, so yeah, you should be able to have at least 1 Storm for each Templar. By the time this attack does hit, Cure once again holding back though, hanging back by his base, posturing around, and yeah, just trying to secure his 3rd as safely as he can.
Yeah, and on the flip side, it looks like NightMare's going to be the one moving out. He's got Storm. He's has a few High Templar in the Warp Prism. He sees the 3rd base being taken here, and he probably thinks this is the kind of optimal time for him to attack all of these charge lots. As we see, there's quite a few, but there is a good range of tanks here as well, and that's actually going to put a damper his attack before he even starts it.
Yeah. Charge lots hitting from just one angle is little bit tricky, to say the least, especially when you have a lot of Widowmines covering for those tanks. Cure's drop does get a couple of probes, but does get cleaned out in the end. NightMare going to be posturing around once again, looking to find any openings. Ideally, NightMare wants to try to catch Cure's army unsieged in the middle of the map, where he can come in with at a little bit of an angle. That's a huge storm and huge follow-ups as well, catching just about all of the bio on the retreat. Cure just lost a quarter of his army supply in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, those really were fantastic storms there. Really well landed. Cure, he does have his tank mine and widow mines and ghosts, so I don't know if NightMare's going to be able to just, I'm going to say, ape Protoss and just like move in here. But at the very least, he's containing, he's getting eyes on these potential 4th bases while he gets his own force saturated. That'll give him time to go for a transition to better capitalize on his economic position.
Yeah. He's doing a really good job of just containing Cure. It's like you said, he can't quite ape into Cure right now. He doesn't have a high-tech enough army that can really deal with that, but yeah, he's just containing him in 3 bases and taking advantage of the fact that he's up 1 Nexus.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit of trading here, trying to get some good trades. Really nice storm there, going to get some more units. But it's just kind of, you know, putting pressure on for the most part. Doesn't want to be too much. He's just replenishing with more zealots, more charge lots, so he's not really trying to trade any units out here. He's actually trying to get some decent, reasonable trades. Double Forge only utilizing one just at the moment, as we see a Storm drop coming into the natural there. Sorry, Yark, I missed that. I need to follow you observing more. 9 SCVs going down, but double Colossus production. That's a little bit spooky.
Yeah, very much so, but it is something you can get away with when you're on 5 Nexuses. Yeah, 5 Nexuses, not Nexi.
Ooh. I'll say nothing.
Cheers.
I like the word Nexus, that's a cool word.
Yeah. Get a little bit of the, not alliteration, but you know, it's got a rhythm to it.
Yeah, Protoss, they get like Nexus, they get Conduit, what else? They get Archon. They have a lot of cool kind of units. Yeah, what does Terran get? Marine, Marauder, Mine, Tank, very bare bones to say the least, but ooh, decent unit set up here. Zerg has some cool ones, but they're kind of mostly like still invented. Yeah. But, this might be a position that NightMare can jump on. Look at the Widow Mine Spree, it's pretty crazy actually. It looks like that we might see a jump here by NightMare after all.
Yeah, we may. Those ghosts in the backline, though, definitely making him think twice for at least a second. A couple good EMPs and one good stim. This army is toast, so some pretty good EMPs, but not quite enough to really chase this all the way back. Tank count does get reset. A couple of Vikings are in the sky right now, and they're starting to punish a Colossus. Stalkers do blink on forward. One Colossus goes down. Huge EMPs once again. Doesn't quite get the High Templar. Storms will chase this Bio army back for the time being. NightMare's upgrades just about to even up here with Cures, but Cure about to get the upgrade advantage once again.
Yeah, meanwhile we saw a Zealot run by taking out 6 SCVs and halting reinforcements towards the third base there too. So that was a pretty reasonable kind of interaction, I want to say, from NightMare's end, but it does get held by Cure. If you look at that army value, his army is a little bit more kind of valuable. Probe count is harvester count's pretty much the same, but there is Terran yield. So I want to say that Cure's, as the game goes on, I kind of favor him a bit. I feel like the fleet beacon transition may be a little bit late, but there is a lot of bases that NightMare has. He's just not mining any of the gases in them. Even the third base, Yaku.
Yeah, it feels very odd for a fleet beacon transition. Another really good storm drop coming in by the planetary fortress this time, and that will finally start to put a little bit of a dampener in Cure's economy. NightMare has plenty of bases, but I doubt he's going to be able to defend all of them against the Bio army coming his way. NightMare, though, is now maxed out. I've just noticed that. He has maxed out. So he does need to start trading some of his supply to get his fleet beacon units.
He does indeed. He's even got these disruptors as well. I guess for Protoss, you just go start like Sky Toss disruptor, right? That's all you kind of want. It's just, as you said, trading out these ground units without making it obvious you're trying to trade units out, because those Stargate units take a while to build up. But really good catch here from NightMare. He's going to at least force these units back. Some good Widow Mine shot actually going down too. This is actually perfect for NightMare.
Yeah. Chases his Bioforce all the way back. Snipes 3 ghosts. So that's pretty good. War Prism finally gets dealt with by the looks of things.
Yeah, and actually he replenishes 10 more Stalkers there too. So again, holding off. He does only have, I guess, the one Stargate at the moment, does he? Dropping cannons now. He's very spread out. Fortunately for Night, oh no, these disruptors going to get caught. There's 2, 3, 4. Oh.
Absolutely huge losses, and you pointed it out earlier, Chase. NightMare just doesn't have much gas to begin with. He wasn't able to get his fleet beacon transition. He threw down all of those Stalkers, or replenished his army of Stalkers. To lose those disruptors right now is probably the worst timing possible.
Yeah, that was certainly not good. As we see, he does have a couple of disruptors left, but keep in mind, Cure's army is not the most kind of, you know, it's not the, I feel like disruptors aren't the greatest version of it. They're not, you know, disruptors are always pretty decent, but they're very scattered. You know, Marauders take up quite a bit of mass. There's not a lot of Marines. There's a lot of air units in the field. So I'd be curious to see how he applies them in this game. So I feel like Kyo's going to be just hitting from
Yeah.
left, right, good night, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely a point of diminishing returns here when it comes to the disruptors. A little bit of a skirmish in the middle of the map, but NightMare retreats to the wall of cannons and shield batteries as NightMare starts expanding as well. Cure is now completely unchained. He's unbound compared to much earlier on in this game. One High Templar will get some huge storms. Good with the mind connections. Will the Purification Novas land? No, they will not. But Cure's Bioforce is getting surrounded now. NightMare is starting to get surrounded a little bit, but he just doesn't quite have enough firepower on the ground. These Vikings in the air took up a lot of supply, did absolutely nothing in that fight.
Yeah, what an engagement there from NightMare. Really good surround, blocking the retreat with the blink still with this too. Would I like to see maybe pursue just a little bit more, maybe put a blink in and get one of these Vikings or medevacs. I understand why you wouldn't want to, but just to keep the economic position to now. We've got 2 more Stargates dropping. We've got upgrades coming to the Fleet Beacon, the Forge. He might not even need this kind of trend. He might just go for the kill right here, right now, because that backline has been broken now, Yaku.
Yeah, Cure is just about at his weakest in this entire game. Still has a pretty strong backbone. You know, he still has those planetary fortresses. He is now trading out his Vikings for Liberators, so it's still going to be a tough ask for NightMare to win with this unit composition, but it's not out of the picture. It is still very much possible for him to do so.
Yeah, and we see he's even kind of taking the rightmost kind of map that you normally, I guess, would say is I don't know, would you say that's what the bottom player would take, that base in the top right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I guess it depends on the expand pattern you're going with, but either way, Zealot by forcing a lot of units here and then jumping on the base on the far left side, this disrupt is going to push it back. There's nothing that can be done. Cure.
Fantastic zoning! Ooh! One Purification Nova lands. I believe another one landed as well. So, yeah, NightMare really gaining a lot of ground here. On top of all of that, 18 SCVs go down. That Orbital Command goes down. The Planetary Fortress goes down. Cure sustaining a lot of damage.
Yeah, I want to say now that NightMare's in a really good position here. Cure's knocked down to 4 bases. At this point in the game, your main's pretty much mined out, your natural's almost mined out. Even like your third base is running low, so you normally want to be, gearing up for a transition to the big tech units, but in the meantime, you're trying to defend this push and stay alive as NightMare jumps on in, forces all these bio units back. A couple of Liberators come to help hold on, but it looks like there's just not going to be enough with a huge disruptor shot to finish it.
Yeah, good blink forward here from NightMare. GG is called, and NightMare gonna be taking game number 1 against Cure. Not doing anything too out of the ordinary, just very strong macro play, just very aggressive pressure on his opponent, and eventually he was able to just crack Cure under the pump.
Yeah, no, he just took a really good engagement, and when your economy is that kind of far forward, all it takes is putting your opponent on the back foot to really kind of take control of the game. Cure was expanding pretty slow and steady, but his army is very high tech. He had Ghosts, Vikings, Medevacs, Marauders. But it just got caught out of position there by I want to say that 8 Protoss, even though it wasn't an 8 Protoss engage, right, Yaku? It was a very well articulated engagement. And he just takes the first game in our series.
GG, yeah, it was a very active style of Protoss that I think NightMare really demonstrated here. He never hung back for too long. He was always in the middle of the map with his Warp Prism, with a force of Zealots or a force of Stalkers. Once he found an opportunity, once he saw that Cure was in a bit of an open position and didn't really have mines or tanks to back him up, he just went for it. Landed 2 storms, and then just let the Stalkers and the Zealots take care of the rest.
Take care of the rest. No prisoners, Yaku.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think, what if we just decided, hey, I'll take this half of the resources, you take this half of the resources, and we'll, share the resources on this planet instead of just using them all to destroy each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why aren't we building schools on Heartland?
When I was here we go, another story. When I was little, I used to play a game versus AI and just build like a little town, and just build like little little roads for Hellions, you know. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Oh,
But,
with like supply depots.
yeah, with like depots and bunkers and things. And a little factory district, you know, the
Oh, the bunkers are
industrial
like the
district.
homes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But either way, enough about what. See, I'm talking like I was 6 years old, but I was 16. Okay, I was 16 and doing this. Don't judge me. But spawning in the top left position, we've got. Oh wait, the top left or bottom right? Spawning in the bottom right position, we've got. That is our previously played for Match Arena, but is now teamless player. Protoss from South Korea. It is NightMare.
And over here in the top left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top left, but also apparently the bottom right, as that proxy immediately gets scouted. We have our blue Terran player also coming out from the land of South Korea, representing Team Liquid. Really wants this proxy to go up. We have Cure.
Oh, let me translate. NightMare says, "Say, oh, I don't remember Korean anymore. I'm sorry.
Say psych right now? Question mark.
say psych right.
That's what I got. That's what I got.
Let me get the
expressions.
Google Translate out. Okay, 100% accurate, by the way. But yeah, we've got a pretty interesting nexus being taken here. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you kind of make of this opening?
Well, definitely fortunate for NightMare here to scout the proxy as early as he did. Unfortunately, wasn't quite able to prevent it from actually going up. Cure, I would say, has the advantage now, even though he got scouted. He forced the unnatural natural. He's building his factory back at home. I'm sniffing Cyclone's chase. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking. You know, if you're the Protoss player, you used to mention Zerg about natural, and now you're forced to take it. Except you don't have any creep or queens or speedlings to help you kind of hold it. You know? So
Justice.
Yeah, curious. Yeah, how this game's going to unfold. And again, but then NightMare is probably a bit more of an unorthodox player compared to Kiosk. He's probably a bit more used to situations like this, hence why he probably chose to take it. We're just going to have to watch how it unfolds.
Yeah, obviously that unnatural natural is still very isolated from the main base, so there's always a concern that units will be pulled away and multi-pronging becomes even more effective. But you still have to go up a ramp to try to deal with that, so at least there is a little bit of natural defense.
Natural defense, indeed. As we see, this is this engineering they've been very annoying. I like that the decal, is that NightMare's decal? Oh no, it's at the natural.
No, that's just part of the map.
Is that a Marauder? It's a Stims Marine.
You know what?
Oh my god, it's a Cyclone Yaku!
Oh, who could have seen this? Well, I was kind of expecting to go into the main base, go into the third base, but it is going into the main, and it is sniping probes left and right, let me tell you that.
The Cyclones actually shred workers, it's insane.
Yeah,
if you've ever tip for any of you players out there that are thinking about like pulling workers against the Cyclone all in, don't. Trust me. As someone who pulls workers too often, don't do it.
You know what? Tip for players out there on the ladder who are at like 3k-ish MMR, pull workers against Cyclones.
Yeah.
I need my ladder points.
Me too. Oh, there's another Cyclone coming in. Dude, this Cyclone's doing work. Oh my god, he's forced a recall.
Yeah, Cyclone actually dropped in from the
Cyclone's
medevac.
gonna
Only
kill
one
the
stalker!
Oh.
Only one stalker, and this is NightMare is just demonstrating the advice that you gave earlier on. That's why you don't want to pull workers against Cyclones. Meanwhile, yeah, counter harass doesn't quite work out. No, GG gets called, and Cure gonna make up for his 0-1 deficit in the series by getting a very quick tie in the specify.
That was painful. It was very painful. Um, but yeah, no, we had it was
I
interesting.
mean, that
It
pretty much
was a
sums things
fun
up,
game to
right?
watch.
Yeah, it was painful, but pretty fun, and that pretty much sums things up here.
Sums it up perfectly. Um, but yeah, no, as we go into game, is this the best of 5, correct?
Yep.
Roger, Roger. But yeah, no, pulling probes. I mean, you got to do something, right? Otherwise, they just sit there and like kill your probes anyway. But cyclones are they're such dynamic units, and they can be really really good or just really really not good. But early on, they still have that kind of niche role to just being an early game kind of powerhouse unit.
Yeah, without a doubt, they can be really good. They can be really really not good. But in the early game, they're never not good, and they're always good. I guess they don't scale too well into the late game is the thing, but like you said, in the early game, they are pretty much essential for Terran. Like even if you're not going to be doing what Cure did there to go out and start harassing probes with 2 cyclones, one of them being dropped into the main, you still kind of need it to defend, to prevent scouting information coming up against something like a Zerg player. Cyclones, man.
Yeah, if you're
They're bad.
behind, you can I mean if your opponent's behind, they're really good. They're a bit like Hydralisk, really. But if you're behind, they're horrible. So they're really a situational unit. I mean, they were a situational unit beforehand, but they still they've kept, I guess, the core design of the Cyclone the same while changing how the unit operates. But either way, spawning in the bottom right position, we have got it is our Protoss player who is teamless, representing himself, and South Korea it is NightMare.
Oh, had a little lag, but it's fine. Here we are now in the top left corner of the map, starting all the way in the top left. We, of course, have a blue Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He's going to be representing Team Liquid, as that is his team. We have Cure.
Okay.
Or Liquid Cure, if you will, nowadays. Not so gaseous? Question mark? I'm not sure where I was going with that. I was gonna say not quite solid, but that would be a diss.
Do you know? Oh man, I watched a video recently. Ice is technically, man, what was it? I'm just gonna Google ice is technically a rock. That's right.
Oh, I did not see this video.
Which means that ice is considered a mineral because water, it is a naturally occurring crystalline inorganic solid with an ordered structure. Well, chemistry lesson, everyone. So that means that ice is as much of a gemstone or a mineral as quartz. So if you're poor, and you can't afford a diamond, you just go, and go make some ice. And I mean, you'll have to redo it every 30 seconds or so as it melts, but
yeah, just stick it
ice
on.
is a rock.
Just stick it on your finger.
Exactly.
Don't
I mean, how
worry
many
about
minerals
that,
like
searing pain.
it'll go away. We'll get numbed soon.
Yeah.
Either way, but either way, let's get into the game. We have a Nexus. Pretty easier kind of defense, I want to say, on this map compared to the last map. You've got you've got the high grounds. There's a bit of a kind of blinkable choke on the side here as well, but there's less surface area to kind of blink in for opponents to kind of get in.
Which,
in the meantime,
which is a good point to keep in mind, as NightMare does go for that proxy gateway getting set up right now. Cure setting up for a little bit of a Hellion scout by the looks of things.
Yeah. This proxy is interesting. Look at the water. Beautiful.
Oh,
actually, I don't know if it's beautiful or not. I'm on low graphics.
Oh, it's gem, like.
Pretend it's beautiful.
Oh, look at that! It ripples around.
Can you imagine if StarCraft had like a navy kind of, water combat system?
Yeah. I've wondered about that. I've wondered how that would work on Abyssal Reef.
Okay, see where the Hellion is?
Uh-huh.
Now look top left into the water, and there's a treasure chest.
Ooh.
No, not the Hellion, the other one. There you go. See it?
Oh,
See
there it
that?
is, yeah. It's like a little crashed boat coming in
I
there.
like how you looked
You
at the
have a
other
little
Hellion and you said,
chest.
"Oh, there it is." Here we go. Aggression is on the way. He's coming for that booty. Oh my god. Cure is evacuating.
As he should. Very important early scout that he got. Also informs his mine placement as well. Just right outside that base. Will be forced to lift up his orbital command. Will be forced to lift it back on home for repairs. At the very least, it's done. It's an orbital command. It can build up energy while... it can build up energy for mules later down the line.
Yeah, that's not completely, you know, completely kind of useless when it's in the air. It does gain that energy. It cannot make SCVs, unfortunately, but yeah, now I have 2 Cyclones out. I mean, this is what we were talking about last game, right? Because these things are potent. So, this timing is going to get those winner mines down. Well timed, actually. But no, how is NightMare going to follow up from this Yaku?
Well, apparently we have a cyclone drop coming in towards the south. I was thinking about what you're saying about cyclones being very potent in the early game, and I was kind of imagining Cure would have him with his army just, as a little bit of extra firepower to deal with a building or two, but no, apparently Harass is the way to go.
Yeah, let me see. A couple on the map here, a couple on the medevac that's just chilling though. Blink is going to be able to really help kind of slow this down as Cure does scout this pylon, going to disable the gateway. If he's not careful though, he might lose both of these. Actually, no, the Hellion does draw the Stalkers away. But yeah, we've got a Banshee coming from the top, a Cyclone drop from the bottom. We've got some Cyclones in the middle of the map. This is
There's units everywhere.
Certainly do. Here we go. Banshee is going to come in. There is a shield battery, but it's a little bit out of range for NightMare. Observer is in the way. I don't believe there is cloak. No, there is not. Meanwhile, the Cyclone drop's just big chilling at the main base. He's going to come in right now. But Stalker's Blink should be able to deal with this.
Yeah, Stalker Blink, shield batteries. NightMare opts to go for the medevac first, and now Cure is kind of boxed in a little bit.
Okay. There's a third base now taken. Has Cure got a third base on the way?
He does not, as a matter of
No,
fact.
he's added a couple extra barracks, so this is going to be some 2-base shenanigans. He is moving out here already. The Stalkers will be able to notice this, take out a Marine and blink on it back. But yeah, how is... Oops, sorry,
I'm just waiting for the SCV pull to come down here from Cure. NightMare, meanwhile, still opting for a pretty storm hot toss gateway heavy style.
Yeah, we have 4 gateways coming in, and now NightMare's going to take the opportunity. You're going to see these units all the way out here and blink all the way around. Cure has not got... He's going to lose the reactor. 2 reactors actually going down. Might lose a couple of Marines here because combat shield is not ready yet, and there's no medevacs out. But... Oh, actually... Oh.
Yeah, we're going to be a few medevacs until the reactor did get sniped. Yeah, good pick off here on the War Prison.
We have Storm coming out. A few more gateways have gone down. Forge not yet researching, but we've got NightMare just going to skirmish at the front. He's got stuff all over the map, doesn't he?
Pretty much, you're just fanning them all the way out, making sure he has perfect vision, and again, very much like game number 1, wants to make sure he knows exactly where Cure's army is so that he can take full advantage of it. Like so, picking a couple of stray reinforcements here and there.
Yeah, I feel he may have misread this just a little slightly. So you see, the SCVs are being pulled now. There's a 4th base on the way for NightMare. Does he have any high tempo out? He's got 1. Does he have Storm? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's research. So he's got 3 high. He's got 4 high tempo. Oh my gosh. So they're gonna have to see some good micro here from Cure, but he's gonna have to go if they kill for this attack.
He absolutely does. So the question is, how much energy do this Templar actually have? as Cure is all in. He was all in then, and he's even more in now. Great storms land on just about the entirety of the Bio Army. SCV count starting to get thinned out. The tank count gets completely reset, and this attack has failed. GG is called, and NightMare will be taking us to match point, leading the series 2-1 against Cure.
Yeah, wow. There were some really good storms. They were really on point. I don't know if Cure's timing was just a little bit later than usual, or might have just been delayed from the harassment, but really well played by NightMare. They're attacking from multiple angles too.
Yeah, once again, the Swarm Toss style is really paying off for him. As long as he's able to get vision on what Cure is doing and where Cure's army is at, he knows exactly how to take advantage of that, coming in from 8 different angles at one point.
8 different angles.
Actually, not
360 surround.
I'm actually not completely 100% on my memory yet. Look, it looked like 8. I guesstimated.
It did. I like that. 8.
Let's take an estimate.
1, 2, 3, 4. It was at least 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of found out Yaki, that like a 360 surround is not always good, because against like Terran, for example, they just like take their entire army and kite from one side, and they just like put a hole through that. So you kind of have to go for 270s optimal.
Yeah. That's not where I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna go like, oh yeah, I tried a 360 surround a Terran player, and turns out there were Widow Mines right on the boat, right under the army.
Oof, that's happened to me before. That's for sure. But yeah, you want to hit from two big sides if you can. Speaking of 2 sides, we've got 2 players in this lobby. Yako of Hecate. It is going to be spawning in the bottom left position. The Protoss player representing himself, the Probe Maniac, who has been playing really well on match point. It is from South Korea, NightMare.
And over here in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way to the top right-hand corner of Hecate, we of course have our blue Terran player from the land of South Korea. He was the absolute favorite coming into today's showdown, but now it looks like he might be relegated to the mid series in round 3. Representing Team Liquid, we have Cure. Who, yeah, I'm just gotta tell you. I just gotta tell you, Chase, I'm really impressed with how NightMare has been performing tonight. I did not expect him to 2-0 DRG earlier, and I certainly wasn't expecting him to be up 2-1, playing very standard macro games against Cure.
Yeah, me neither. He's actually he's playing with a bit of a distinct style. Not what you probably, you might see.
Yeah, not entirely standard,
but he has gone toe to toe, and in both cases, he's been the one out expanding Cure. Just hold that thought just a moment. I just want to say shout out to Thriving GG for the fantastic raid of 108. I've just spotted it now. We appreciate you. Welcome. We're in the middle of the Club NV Duckling Showdown number 4. And you've caught us at a good time. This is a good series, is it not, Yaki?
Yeah, really exciting series. One that, again, probably isn't going how we expected it to go, but I'm pleasantly surprised at how close it's been so far. So welcome, everybody. Thanks again, Thriving GG, for that raid. Out quack, but I'm not sure how to count all the way up to 108.
I can't quack. that's quack. We have got Hellion, 3 Marines, a command center on the way for Cure. We have also got, keep in mind that's an in-base command center too, by the way. We have got a Robo. Very quickly, what is this going to be? What is this, Yaku? You're the Terran player. Why is he got a Robo?
To go for... Wait, does he have a Twilight Council? He does not. Well, obviously it's like he can't be proxy anymore. If this was NA, if these were players from NA, I would say Colossus drop, throw down a Robo Bay, but I guess Immortal Drop isn't entirely
He's,
out of the picture.
he's making 2 observers.
Okay.
2
Oh,
dos.
dos,
Dos. Papi.
dos. Uh, wait.
Due.
Deux,
Trois.
deux observer. Zwei
Ceviche. Papi.
ceviche.
Ceviche.
Inca
Hell yeah.
Cola.
This is a. I don't know what this is. He's got a shield battery. He's got 2 observers.
This is
I guess because it was an
very.
in-base.
That's
But then it.
probably what it is. Yeah, I think NightMare kind of got mind gamed a little bit, so he's playing very, very safe. But at the same time, Cure opened up very safe as well.
Yeah,
This was
you don't need
not
2
just an
observers.
this was not just an in-base expansion. This was a factory expand. But
Hold on.
yeah, this is weird. Twilight Council only be getting thrown down now. That's a Widow Mine and 6 Marines and a medevac flying over to Nightmare's side of the map. We do have a decent number of Stalkers, so if these Stalkers are able to really put the hurt on the medevac, or if they catch a drop early on, they can start taking out the units as they land. And there we go. There's a reaction.
Yeah, that was near perfect reaction from NightMare. Doesn't even need the second observer. I was thinking maybe he kept it at home because you can have 1 scout and 1 if there's a, if there's an armory that's on the way, you can kind of like have something at home to deal with the Widow Mine. But anyway, Kira's going to come into the natural here. Bows of Widow Mine, really good pull away here. Nightmare's going to try and bounce between the units to keep it from the firing, but it does fire. But yeah, it's some delayed mining time going on here.
Yeah, quite a lot of it. Blink not done just yet, so these Stalkers can't really punish the medevac. Medevac is very, very low, though, so Cure does have to be careful. It would honestly just be safer to send the medevac home at this point. But yeah, NightMare just continuing to build up. No 3rd base yet, but already a Templar Archives.
Yeah, no, that is interesting. It's a bit of a commitment. Marines, that's what I don't know. If you have the reactor, that's quite a bit of production time put into those Marines and medevac as well. Maybe looking to kind of, if he snipes this medevac, go for a bit of a committed kind of push. He's going to have blink, but we do have tanks, bunker. You get Raven behind this. Cure is playing safe as safe can be. Does scout the starport, does scout the reactor factory, which says this is most likely going to be Widow Mine. It's not going to be Cyclone, so that'd be crazy. But, and yeah, 3rd base going down now.
You know what? Stranger things have happened before. Before the current patch, I would have said, yeah, no, Cyclones, that's insane, but you never know. Yeah, pretty cheap
Never
nowadays.
know. Oh, he actually gets the medevac with the
Feedback,
feedback. Bye, Marines.
Just one by one get sniped.
Yeah, this is yeah, there we go. Double medevac on the way. Sorry, double Widow Mine and double medevac. Stim and combat shields. Is this going to be is something 1 engineering base? Is it going to be like a
yeah, it's going to be a 2-base. Well, I was going to say it's looking like a 2-base timing, but third CC just got thrown down here by Cure. Although, then again, this isn't the most committed push that's out there. It could just be a push to apply pressure on the your Protoss opponent, take out a base if you can, but for the most part, just try to make sure they can't expand to 4 bases and whatnot comfortably.
Yeah, certainly. We do have map control going to NightMare 2. As the observer does get sniped there, but there is another one. Look, he's already got in position. He's so cracked. But yeah, it looks like the triangle 3rd most likely going to be taken. There's these Ravens going to go for probes. What do you think about this? If he does go for the triangle 3rd, do you feel like a zealot kind of, zealots could attack from both sides, or what's the? Surely he's going to be attacking while expanding at the same time, right?
Yeah, that's definitely the game plan here. I don't know. I think the triangular 3rd for Terran might actually be a little bit safer because yes, you have 2 openings to it, but they are very closed off or choky openings that you've got that you can throw down supply depots to try to wall that off. Not too far away from the high ground where you might want to place tanks or liberators at as well. So yeah, I'm a fan of expanding towards the 3rd on towards the triangle third on this map.
Yeah, I guess too. You kind of I mean, you are a little bit closer. Like when you're going to be, if you look at the expand pattern of the Protoss, we see a drop just outside, just scouting out the scan. Actually, that Eye Templar Warp Prism pretty close by, but I guess you got to look at the expand pattern. You know, if you're going to be reinforcing your army, it's going to run past your third. You can grab your reinforcements in case it gets run by. But it's going to be a lot of contentiousness in this bottom right quadrant of the map. I want to say, Yaku. So I'll have to see who, if they're going to decide to keep expanding this way, or if they're going to, just sit back and fortify this position and then take the top bases.
They both fight for the bottom right quadrant and completely ignore top left. That would be ideal.
Yeah, it certainly is. But you're right. Triangle third is taken. I like this Widowmine setup. Oof. But do they one-shot Stalkers?
They do one-shot. Yeah, they do one-shot Stalkers, but
oh my God.
The spread doesn't one-shot them.
I bloody hope it doesn't one-shot them. That'd be crazy, but
if you can get the EMP mine combo on Stalkers, dude.
Oh,
that's one-shot heaven.
Fun. EMP and mine. Oh, speaking of combos, we have a really nice Warp Prism drop. Oh, is he going to be able to snipe this Warp Prism though? I think so.
Just barely not. NightMare very quick to turn around. One more second, or one slight turn towards the left, and that Warp Prism and all of those High Templar would be complete goners. We do see NightMare now diversifying when it comes to his splash damage. Double Colossus production has begun. Thermal Ants on the horizon.
Yeah, as this Raven does come in, going to get shot a bit, throw down a couple of turrets, I believe, then go back to the dead space. A bit of movement on Q's side of the map. Look at that Ursadak, man. That thing's huge, but Stalker's going to lose one of them. Save the rest. Zealots just chilling everywhere. I want to say the reason NightMare kind of sets them up like this is in case there's some sort of run by or some sort of drop. He's kind of covering both his sides, very Zerg-esque. But yeah, this is a pretty scary army for Cure, and he seems to be bringing everything now. So
yeah, coming into his timing push. 1-1 just finished up for him, so he's looking to make full advantage of that. Huge EMPs. Thermalet still not done yet. This Colossus in a lot of trouble. Vikings come back, chasing down the Warp Prism. Thermalance has finished, and the Vikings have been dealt with.
Yeah, a bit of a flank on the side as well. We're going to catch these units, but no, the units that we're going to catch him actually caught instead. Warp Prism dropping down. Let's take a couple EMPs, but still a couple storms left, and Cure is going to be forced all the way home.
Yeah, a lot of
even the Raven got A-moved
out there. The Raven got A-moved. Oh no, that feels bad, man.
They saved it. It's alive.
Oh, thankfully.
All these mines though. Oof.
That's the power of the armory. That's why Cure took out so many observers earlier on. There's no detection left here for NightMare.
Yeah, he's going to be able to take them out. Did he attack his own Stalker there? Is he not making an observer?
He is now. Yeah, so he's got two of them, and they should be following the army. Cure, of course, or Terran rather, much quicker to reproduce their core units and Protosses, so Cure's already back at it. He's almost maxed out right now, if you can believe that.
He is. And we have a bit of split play going on here by Cure, but NightMare's already prepared for it. He's got some Zealots and Templar at the bottom right. He's got some units at the top left. These are decent trades. Going to be able to catch a couple of Ghosts as well. Save the Archon.
Oh! The Widowmine took out the Archon right at the last second there. He blinked away from He blinked a couple of his Stalkers away from that mine shot, but another couple of them just ate the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, this is drop all the way back home.
This is very kind of similar to I want to say, I don't know if it was game 2 or game 3.
It definitely was a game 2. That was a game Cure won.
Okay. Maybe game 1 even, where you just see a lot of bases taken and a lot of Zealots walked in, not many gases taken, not a lot of transitioning going on. So these NightMare's done a really good job of keeping these core gas-heavy units alive.
He really has. This is reminding me a lot of that game on Abyssal Reef, Oceanborn. Whether that was game number 1 or number 3. And yeah, this time, however, he is trying to go for a little bit of an angle, but he catches his army a little bit split up. Huge storms will be able to make short work of a lot of these squishy bio units. Not a lot of anti-air, though, so these Colossus are in a lot of trouble.
In the meantime, Cure lost 22 SCVs because a couple of those units in a High Templar were left at that third base to do some economic damage. If you just, NightMare's just got a lot of. He's just macroing, baby. He's making heaps of units.
Yeah, bro. It's just getting the units down. You know, he wasn't quite able to expand as quickly as he would have liked to this game. He did start off very, very safe, which was interesting considering how the rest of the series went. But you know, now he's on 5 bases. He's starting to saturate his 5th base. Not a lot of gas mining, I've got to say. But hey, if you're going Storm Toss, I guess it's worth it not to get that many gas geysers. Finally, the Raven goes down.
Yeah, as we see now that Zealot run by into the 3rd base as well. Gonna catch a tank even. God, Zealots are so tanky. But just want to say, like, NightMare's, if you look at the units lost, he's trading cost efficiently, and he is just mining way more than Cure. So this is not looking too good for our. And this is an elimination match for Cure as well, right?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, because this is the upper match, so I think the winner of this goes into the grand finals, but the loser will go into something called a middle match.
I just want to say that there are no elimination matches. Everybody plays 3 rounds, and then the score is settled by the ranking.
Math. Thank you very much, Info Fairy.
God. Info Fairy at it again. Wait, can they hear her on the screen, or do we just look crazy because we're thinking a random Info Fairy?
I just thought of that.
Can you imagine we just go silent and then we just say thanks, Info Fairy?
I do speak to the stream as well, yes.
Okay, good. The little voice.
If we're going crazy, you're all going crazy with us, chat.
Either way.
Yeah, Cure's starting to fight back really hard. Gets a lot of these main arting probes. Will be able to deny NightMare a 6 base.
Yeah, I do want to say if there's one criticism I can kind of give to NightMare, he's playing very well, but his upgrades have been a little bit kind of slow going. He's just finished his +1 shields, and he's going to be able to take out a lot of these units. This mass eco style, all these ghosts are getting attacked at the natural as well. They're under a bit of strife. Does save them. But that's just a slight criticism. You have +3 attack, which is the main kind of upgrade you want. Cure, however, is starting to secure more bases as well, so this is looking a little bit better for him too.
Yeah, the big advantage that NightMare had earlier on, his economic advantage, his base count is now gone. He's having to start over from scratch a little bit. The worker supply is actually pretty similar, which can only favor the Terran player, thanks to Mules.
Mule, fantastic unit. But yeah, I mean, there's only 64 probes out. Granted, he's mostly just mining minerals. I mean, you're only mining minerals, you don't need as many probes on the actual gases. So it's not the worst kind of case. You're just mass warping zealots. But again, you probably want a couple more probes there. Stargate coming down for NightMare 2. We might eventually see a transition now that he sees Cure has got 5 bases of his own and settling in. And Cure is going for a fusion core.
Yeah, working on that late game Terran transition now. It's already got a very hefty ghost count, but once we start getting a couple of liberators into the mix, that's the end game Terran TvP composition that you want. Huge EMPs.
Yeah, well, these disruptors are a little bit. I mean, we saw what happened in was it the second game we lost some? But
possibly. It was one of the games.
One of the games. We're experts, guys. Don't worry. But yeah, NightMare's actually putting a bit of pressure on this side of the map. He doesn't have many units on the left-hand side. Actually, High Templar coming to reinforce. So Cure might be able to split up a little bit here and get some damage done with his mobility at the bio.
Oh, the Templar!
Templar getting sniped, and we have Mass Liberator coming in next. Good surround though here for NightMare.
Yeah, two huge 270 surrounds coming in on top of this. On top of this bio army. Not a lot of stalkers. They did use up their blink earlier on, so not quite able to snipe that medevac, but still, huge chunk of the bio force going down. And at this point, if you're Cure, you want to trade your Vikings. You don't want to trade your bio.
Yeah, definitely. And we see because NightMare's entire army was dragged to the left, he does lose the base on the bottom right, but that does do the next most logical thing and take out a base of Cures of his own. Disruptor's going to hold back a lot of this Terran kind of force here, and now Cure is stuck in a bit of an awkward spot here.
Yeah, he absolutely
Oh, the Disruptors!
Disruptors do get caught in the middle of the map. Oh, that is a very hefty loss. The only army that NightMare has left is the army that is on the map. His Colossus, his Stalkers, they do get recalled? No, they do not. They're trying to go in for another flank. We'll be able to catch all these goals. Yeah.
They want to target on the medevacs.
Yeah, great blinking will force Cure to lift up and retreat. Oh, the medevacs!
Recall.
Yeah, just recall the medevacs. Forehead. Feedbacks on the medevacs will be able to take them out. There are still two medevacs full of units. Do you have a bit of a recall into the main base? No.
Yeah,
Recall into that fifth base.
NightMare's just on everything, man. He is playing fantastically.
He absolutely is. Looking at the units lost tab, it's finally starting to trade a little bit less efficiently than Cure now, but my god, you don't normally see a Protoss player who's being attacked at every single angle being able to fight back this hard and still maintain a bit of an army lead. Huge EMPs do get thrown down, but there's nothing to really clean up after the Ghosts. Liberators get taken out, and our Ghosts are out of energy.
Yeah, and Cure is going to be able to get these medevacs and Vikings out of the way, but he's down in supply, and when at least, I don't want to say like 16, 20 of his supplies across the map and you're already down in supply, it's not a great kind of situation. Cute little Viking harass going on down here. NightMare does have Observer kind of scouting the space being taken as well, but I feel like as this game goes on, despite NightMare losing a couple of bases, it is just going to be harder and harder for Cure to kind of deal with all this constant kind of, his army, Bio is very maneuverable, but when you have Liberators and Ghosts added to the mix, it gets a little bit kind of clunky to deal with Zealot on Bios.
Yeah, Bio itself, very, very maneuverable, as you were saying, but I get what you mean. Liberators do have to kind of pause, they do have to kind of take a second to set up. It breaks up the rhythm a little bit of your Bio army. You're mentioning early on that a big weakness that NightMare had, a big issue that he had in this game is his lack of upgrades, but he's just about even them out now, so yeah, I think everything really has to go Cure's way from here on out. He needs to have the perfect angle of attack, he needs to land all of his EMPs, and he needs to make sure that his liberation zones are in the right position.
Yeah, you even made a Void Raider deal with these like Liberators on another base being taken out. Cure's going to try to make a stand here. NightMare's just going to back off because now he's got the base. There's no need for him to engage here, and Cure, Liberators are, if you're on the offensive, they're fantastic. But if you're on the defensive, there's only so much you can kind of use, posture and take the engagement. They're not really a unit that you they're fantastic defensively, but they're not a unit that can really kind of help you with your,
they're not a mobile defense, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
At least
man, the sound of Liberators, There's someone for everyone who will understand you, the sound of Liberators unsieging and re-sieging is baked into my mind. Oh, a little bit of a missed EMP going on there, a little bit of a base trait that we've got. It's a lot of Liberators. If they can all set up perfectly, Cure might be able to chase this back. There's actually not that many Stalkers remaining.
Yeah, it looks like Liberator range has finished, and that's going to be a little bit helpful, but now you're kind of, Liberators in defensive positions. They just get orc piles. But there's heaps of them everywhere. It's sick.
Yeah. what's the opposite of a point of diminishing returns? Like critical mass, I guess, is a term that's often thrown around.
Exponential increase.
Exponential, yeah. We'll go with
So.
that.
Oh my!
Once you hit critical mass of liberators, they really can just cover the map with liberation zones.
Yeah, and the liberators are serving as a bit of a conduit for Cure to get back into this game, but unfortunately, is that Orbital will be saved.
Yeah, I mean,
NightMare's feeling so comfortable, Yak. He's just taking the base in the middle of the map, the half gold base.
yeah, he might as well. Might as well, really. I mean, just looking at the incomes, Cure is broke and barely mining anything. NightMare still has mining, still has a little bit of a bank. He can just start whittling down Cure's forces and outgrow him. He can win the war of attrition, is what I was trying to get at.
He certainly can. He's got the economy for it. Cure is down to 19 SCVs. But even with mules, it's a bit of a deficit that's hard to overcome. But it looks like this might be the killing move. The Liberators are going to make this a bit of a slower death than usual. But...
yeah, we shall see. I want to believe, Chase. I want to believe in the power of the Liberators, but that's a lot of Stalkers at this point, and there's not that much dead air they can really retreat to.
No, there's not. I mean, it could maybe be... oh, these Disruptors!
Oh, they catch a ghost. Huge pickoffs here for the Disruptors. Only 2 ghosts remaining. 4 ghosts remaining, actually.
Yeah, these are normally ill-advised moves, but when you're so far ahead, it's worth the risk, and now he's going to be pushed back again, but I feel like it's just going to be... it's hard because you don't want to tap out. It's your last game in the series.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, I mean, there is a chance. I want to believe that there is a chance here for Cure. Huge EMPs, and you know, stacking of these liberation zones do make pretty short work of these Stalkers. That's the main anti-air that NightMare's relying on right now.
Yeah, there's a run by in the bottom right as well as a couple bio units that are just going to hide and hopefully deal with this. But it's lots of posturing going. They're going to lose that Disruptor. But...
yeah, what's a Disruptor at this point if you're NightMare? This is... oh man, I sympathize so much with Cure when you just set up all of your Liberators, all of your liberation zones at one point of defense, and then your opponent just walks around them and goes attack somewhere else. And now we actually have critical mass of Stalkers. That was not enough dead air. GG is called NightMare. Gonna be taking the series 3-1 going into our upper bracket grand final. Upper bracket round... I give up on trying to make sense of this format. Going
I know what
into
you mean.
round 3 with an advantage. Wow.
Oh, what a series.
Huge upset. Yeah, what a series that we've had. Probably the biggest upset of the evening. Cure was coming in tonight. He was the heavy favorite and ended up falling to the Swarm Storms toss style because hey man,
Storm.
NightMare was landing those psionic storms. I ended up falling to that style from NightMare. What a series.
Yeah, what a series indeed. That was really well played. And it wasn't a best of 3, it was a best of 5. You know, he's clearly the dominant player in that series. I'm gonna give a shout out to him because he's, I mean, as we were saying before that game even started, was he was playing very, it wasn't, I mean, there was a little bit of flair to it. That it was very, you know, macro orientated. He wasn't scared to go toe to toe. He was known for being quite a macro kind of monster. But yeah, it looks like NightMare is going to be taking that one, and yeah, moving up.
Indeed he is. Indeed he is. As yep.
I was just gonna say, you read my mind, Yaku.
Yeah, it's getting late over there in Straya, isn't it?
Certainly is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, crew.
So
I gotta get up in 6.5 hours.
Yeah, but thanks for...
I'm gonna miss you.
We will see you, Chase. Thanks a lot for joining us here. Sticking it out for what at least half of tonight's tournament. Yeah, very much appreciate it. Thankfully, we didn't I didn't have to torture the chat with my own mind going by solo casting. So
Alright,
thanks a lot, Chase.
I tortured them with my mind. That's okay.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for inviting me. You keep observing. You're doing a really good job. Not that I need to tell you, because you know you are.
Yep.
I am going. I am going to go to bed.
We will be seeing you, Chase. Sweet dreams. Don't get nightmares of feedbacks and storms.
Oh gosh, after that series, we'll see what happens. Okay. Good night, Yaku. Good night, chat. But don't
Bye.
leave. There's still more games to come.
Indeed,
Thank you
there
very much.
are. Bye.
See you later.
Peace. There we go. That was Chase, everybody. Old school player coming out from the land of Australia. Has been casting with the Cranky Ducklings quite a bit in the past couple of years as well. A little bit of a last minute replacement that we had tonight. So everyone, send love to Chase when you can. Twitter.com/Jackson_Calvi. If I remember that handle correctly. So yeah, much appreciated that we've got there. But we are not done. As he did say, we still have 2 best of 5s and 1 best of 7 remaining for this evening. We're going to be continuing on to, if we !B in the chat, which I shall do right now. !B. We have our mid-series matches, and we've already decided here on the Cranky Ducklings which one we're going to be going for. It is that TvT, Cure versus Quanta. Inu will be covering DRG versus Shin, I believe. Yep, DRG versus Shin over in Korean, over on twitch.tv/IntoTheClan.com. After that, we're going to go into a bit of a PVZ, Creator versus Mondo, and then we'll finish off our evening with a best of 7. A best of 7 PvP between Hero and NightMare. Huge rematch that we're going to be getting later on tonight.